Oh, where is the sergeant, Barker?
Out, sir.
I'm in no mood for simplifications. I hope he's out doing something about this series of burglaries. I am under pressure.
From whom, sir?
The burgled, of course.
Well, there's not a lot to go on, sir.
The CID lament. I've heard that before.
Well, there isn't, sir. These jobs are the work of an expert.
I have also heard that before. Well, I won't waste my time. There's plenty of work to do, Barker, and I want to get off on the dot.
Are you looking forward to it, sir?
I enjoy the dinner, certainly.
I see you're speaking.
Oh, those newspapers. I dislike publicity.
Do you know what you're going to say, sir?
Naturally. I always work well ahead. Now then. Oh, yes. I came in for some figures from Cluff.
Figures?
Yes.
Oh. These the ones, sir?
Yes. Good. There's hope for you, Barker. Sometimes.
That's a relief, sir.
What is this? Some relic of a long-lost case? Some piece of evidence he should have produced in court?
Mixed vegetables.
Eh?
It's a gift.
Oh, country style. Ah, I have the figures. Oh, good. I hope so. Our statistics have not been good lately. These robberies don't help. I want action on them.
The robberies? Yes. Well, there's not a lot to go on.
I know. I have been told.
He was after your veg.
Can't keep his nose out of out that's to do with me.
He's worked up about his speech tonight.
Ah, well, that's naught to do with me, thank goodness. Gives me the shivers just to think of it. What, going to a dinner and talking? When I have my dinner, I eat.
He'll love every minute.
He will that. What are you up to, Barker?
Oh, helping Harry out with some figures. Prosecutions.
Ah, don't overdo it. Harry'll be on this evening.
So will I.
Yeah.
Well, some of the time at least.
I'm off now, then.
Will you be in tomorrow?
Might be. Come on, Clive. If not, you'll know where to find me.
Some ginnel or other.
Has he gone?
Just.
He's never here for 5 minutes. Where has he gone?
Deliver the vegetables.
Has he become a greengrocer?
No, sir. He takes them round to the Ganns.
That collection? What for?
I don't know. I think he likes them.
Oh, I know he does. He wouldn't touch that lad for poaching. It had to be me.
Willie's not a bad sort, sir. It's just that poaching runs in the family.
It wasn't Sergeant, you see. Not that he's soft, mind you.
Who had you then?
It were Morley.
What?
East Inspector.
Oh, I thought you meant one of them furry things.
No, you get no money from them.
Poaching's not much these days.
Ah, it isn't all.
Willie? Willie, there are better ways of making your money.
Happen. But it's the skill, you know.
Oh, aye?
Aye. My dad passed it on. And his dad afore him, and so on back to your dot.
Never.
It's a fact.
All right, but it's cold in them fields.
Have you now?
Our friends in the trade.
Oh, well, belt up, mister.
What?
Sergeant's on his way.
You feeling all right, Willie?
How's that, Mr. Cluff?
Well, you, working. I thought it might bother you.
Ah, well, I'm settling in with Mr. Pell here.
Afternoon.
How do you do? Just what sort of stock do you call that, Mr. Pell?
Government surplus. The very best.
Aye. But which government?
I'm non-political myself.
Somewhat in your favour, anyhow. Willie, will Sally be in yet?
It might be, but I doubt it.
I'll just pop these in the yard, then.
That's very kind, Mr. Cluff.
You keep on working, lad, and I won't have to bother.
No, I mean it.
So do I. So you stick at it. Eh?
Hey, what was all that about, then?
It gives us things.
Come again.
Since my dad walked at Canal.
He never did.
Blind drunk he was. And never left rent.
Get away. Hey, I thought Cluff was a copper.
Oh, he's an old good one, too. But he's a right fella, you know what I mean?
Ah, blind eye, eh?
Oh, no, not that. Just a good sort. Looks after Sally and me.
Not many coppers like that.
You can say that again. That Morley. What does he know about poaching? But he gets after me. Well, I'll have him for that.
Ah, and I don't blame you.
I've said it. When magistrate did his bit, I said right out. I'll have you for that, I said.
Ah. Old Mole's a kingpin, you know. You see the papers?
I did.
You're talking at this dinner tonight at Shopworth.
He is, you know.
Oh, he's been here, you know, before you joined me. He's a right copper. Polished all his buttons.
If it weren't for my sister, I'd chop him in half.
Oh, she keeps you back, does she?
That sort of thing, aye. I'll be out tonight.
Will you?
Aye. Well, we need a bit extra, me and Sal. What's that, Sal?
From the sergeant.
All right. I saw him. He might have handed it over then.
You know what he's like. He'll leave it in the backyard and say nothing.
I don't know how he does it, not now.
It's his way. You got yourself a job he wouldn't need to.
A job? Huh. Who wants a steady job? We do all right.
We do all right because folk like Sergeant Cluff help us out.
We're a bag of veg.
Aye, with a bag of veg.
Oh, no, lass. It's been good to us since I was a kid and we're better off for it.
You're still a kid. The way you go on.
Well, I got this job with Pell on his store.
And how long's that for? He's just here for a couple of weeks.
It'll do.
Well, what's he like?
Sharp old beggar. Don't reckon much to stuff he sells, but that's not my business.
Where's he from?
I don't know. Any old weir. Gets around a bit. Don't like settling down. Sounds all right, that life.
You won't learn, will you?
Look, I've kept with you when I could have gone off and all I do's a bit of poaching. Brings in a bit extra, don't it?
Aye, and you get caught.
Once! Just once. And that mole gets after me.
It serves you right.
Ah, well, it'll serve him right if I get a chance.
Don't be daft.
Silly little runt with that clever talk.
He did his job.
It did Caleb's more like, interfering like that. He's out tonight, you know.
Who?
Mole. There's this fancy dinner, and there's him, speaking. That one, he never stops.
Started the countdown?
About now.
Remember, Barker, I want Bullock on those motoring offences when he gets back. The files are on my desk. I've returned your figures to the office. They're incomprehensible, and as far as I can make out, fictional. Oh, Barnoldswick.
Sir?
Don't forget to keep an eye on my house when you're out, and should I be required, do not hesitate to get in touch. Shopworth 398.
Three, 9, 8.
On the exchange?
Right. Shopworth. He's a menace, that one. What's he mean telling you to watch Harry? He's not CID.
I think I'm becoming his one hope in life. I'm under 40 and I might turn into a policeman one day.
Nothing gonna show you won't. So he thinks you look after Harry, does he?
Well, I've got more chance of looking after him than Caleb, haven't I now?
Fit in?
What?
The bag for Sally.
How many years have I been doing this now?
Oh, I've lost count.
But every single time I do, you have to ask me, did I drop it in?
Well, I was just checking up. Well, how were they?
Never saw him. Well, I saw Willie in the High Street. He's got himself a job on a stall.
Whose?
Chap called Pell. He isn't local.
No, I didn't think I knew the name. Well, let's hope Willie behaves himself. You know what he is.
Nay, now he's got work, he'd be daft to try out.
He's a Gann. They'll try anything, especially if it's poaching.
When I were a lad, that wasn't looked upon as a crime. It was an occupation.
You weren't a policeman then?
Still not the worst one in the book. He ought to have a thought for that sister of his, though.
She takes after her mother. Sweet nature.
Well, don't you be taking in with that. She keeps a sharp eye on Willie.
A woman does her best. But look what she's up against.
There's no need to worry about me.
Well, I do. You know. You'd do anything for a laugh. I don't trust you.
Honest, for a sister, you know, encouragement.
Willie, I'm too busy being a sister.
Love, I'm not a little lad now. I can manage.
You get caught.
Will you shut up about that? That would have a mistake.
Aye. Well, there are people waiting for those.
Honest folk like that stuck-up copper, and he's off to his dinner.
And Caleb?
He's at home having a cuppa and he don't bother with a rabbit here and
Oh,
there.
yes, he does. He wants to see you settled.
Well, it's none of his business. Anyway, I'm off out.
Where?
Just out.
What are you up to?
I've got some business to see to.
Oh, don't go, Willie.
Now, you wouldn't want to stop me enjoyment, would you?
I hope it's not chicken.
What's wrong with chicken?
Oh, they always have chicken at dinners.
You'll be too busy thinking about your speech.
Watch me on the wine, will you? When it gets past the second glass, give me a kick under the table.
It might do something for your speech.
My driving I'm thinking about. I have to set an example.
Don't ask an inspector to speak, drink and drive.
It's not funny, you know. I have to prosecute on drunken driving, remember?
If I know you, you'll be very sober and your speech will be extremely effective.
I'm not so sure. I haven't really had enough time to prepare. I keep getting held up at the office on statistics.
I don't think Yorkshire would have suffered if you'd eased up for a few days.
No question of easing up. I'm a policeman in a responsible position with a job to do, despite my subordinates.
Have you locked up?
Of course.
Latches on all the windows?
Yes.
Back door?
I'm not one to encourage criminals.
Hope the children will be all right at Mrs. Wordsworth.
They'll love it. They'll have television and cocoa in their pyjamas, the modern child's view of heaven.
Are you ready?
Of course I'm ready.
Then we're all set.
Yes, Barker's seen Bullock does his job, Barnoldswick's checking here, and Cluff is no doubt snuggling in front of his fire. I think we're set.
Well, I'm off.
About time and all.
Have you got everything?
Now, that's what gets my goat.
What does?
Have I got everything? Of course I haven't. But I've got all I want.
I sometimes wonder why I bother.
And so do I.
What have you gone all mardy for?
Mardy? Me?
How do you like nights, then? Hey? Oh, you don't?
Hey, I were nearly off. I could hear more than he were talking.
Oh, that's about right. He'll be doing his stuff now.
I hope he chokes on his soup.
David give you your instructions.
More, I have got the message.
You not got any tea made?
Tea? I haven't got the time to make tea. I'm in the middle of traffic offences. Top secret.
Has Dave?
I'll wring his neck if he hasn't.
Any tea?
You're joking. Hasn't Harry made any?
Train robbery. I thought that might get you.
Hey?
I'm off out again. You two are a dead loss when it comes to the necessities.
Hey?
Tea!
Oh, I've no time.
I've heard. I'm up the road, Wellesley Avenue. Take a look at Moore's place.
I hope it's still there.
For my sake.
Ah, tea.
No. Oh, no.
Never. I don't believe it. Harry, our lives won't be worth living.
You're telling me? Still, it might take some of the wind out of his sails. Aye, Barker's round here.
More back a few years.
What about me? Keep an eye on the place, he said, and look what goes and happens on top of all the others.
He said keep an eye, not a 24-hour guard. Somebody knew what they were about with this one.
I wonder if I'll resign.
Don't be so daft.
Anything gone, do you reckon?
Well, it's hard to say. They turned the bedroom over, so they might have got some jewellery out of it. Oh, we'll have to wait and hear from Mo.
Oh, we will.
What did he sound like on the phone?
Oh, near Buster Gut.
Had he made his speech?
I don't know, but he had a good try on the phone.
He went on, did he?
Oh, something shocking. Words came pouring out. He took your name in vain and all.
I don't blame him. It must have been a nasty moment.
He's on his way.
Oh, Barker, let's get sorted before he comes.
Well, entry made through the ground floor, kitchen window. They had a look in the bureau in there and a good look in the bedroom upstairs.
Right, I'll have a look. All neat and tidy, was it?
Very. They knew what they were up to.
Like the others. When did you come by, Arthur?
Oh, half hour ago. I went round the back and there was this window forced. So I got in, had a quick look and then phoned.
What about that dog?
Friendly. They could have all been murdered in the beds. He'd have still come wagging his tail.
Has it got one? Right, bedroom. And if you don't see me for a bit, I just might be having a lie down.
That's not a bad idea at that. It'll be a long while before we see us beds tonight.
You've never been waiting up.
Just wanted to see you back in.
There's no call to go sitting around like this.
Now, what have you been up to?
I've told you before. I'm not a lad, I do as I please.
I'm not trying to interfere.
Not much chance.
I just don't want you in trouble.
Well, who said I would be?
You're always looking for it. Oh, I know it's only mischief half the time, but if you get caught again, the police won't think that.
Well, I won't get caught a second time, I'll tell you that for nothing. Just the once were enough.
You're a fool.
Maybe. But that's not a crime, is it?
You're not being your usual careful self, Percy.
What do you expect?
Well, there's not much you can do. I mean, I doubt if you'll be in time to chase anyone anywhere. You'll be tucked up in bed by now.
That's not the point.
The sergeant will have everything under control.
That's just the point. Cluff invading my house, gloating over the whole business.
I'm sure he's not.
That's all you know. Bullock and Barker sniggering behind their hands.
You make it sound like a girls' school.
Oh, the bathroom.
Slow down, Percy. What about the bathroom?
The paper. They leered at the wallpaper.
It's very tasteful.
All those pink goldfish.
Stop torturing yourself and observe the speed limit.
What?
We just got into Ripley.
Oh, is that all? That means they've got another half hour of mirth and jollity.
Well, it can't be helped.
That Barnoldswick. Keep a watch out, I said.
I'm sure he did his best.
I'll have his pension, so help me.
If there's going to be a burnt offering, it'll be me.
Forget it.
Maul won't let me.
Well, the sooner we catch this bloke, the better then.
Have you got out to go on?
Oh, not much. He's done a good job. He hasn't left a lot for us.
Is there anything down here, Prince?
Not a thing.
Professional job again.
I'd say so.
Not a lot of them in good ashore these days. Professionals, I mean, and that ought to make it easier.
Could be someone passing through.
I reckon.
Where do we start?
Here.
Rabbit?
Aye. Made into a charm. And I doubt it's the inspector's.
Where was it?
Out in the passage. Clive spotted it straight off.
And I missed it.
Aye. You did.
He dropped it then.
Oh, did he?
I've seen that before.
Have you?
Aye, Willie Gann.
Well, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Of a sort.
What if the inspector got Gann on that poaching charge? Kept after him, he did. Well, he's got his own back.
It's a theory.
Well, it's not a bad one. I'll go round, see if he's in.
No. It's a theory, and I'll have to think about it before anybody goes chasing Willie. And don't you go telling the inspector.
Sergeant?
Now, not a word, either of you. There's all sorts of folk has charms. This doesn't have to be Willie's.
But it's good evidence.
And Mo's going to be so steamed up about all this, he won't be thinking straight. Well, he'd have Willie inside in half an hour.
If Cluff doesn't get this man, I shall get him myself.
But it's his department, surely.
I don't care. It's not as if it's the first time, and I will not be made a laughingstock.
You be careful what you do, and do you have to go this fast?
I will do the driving, thank you. It's unbelievable.
It's a level crossing. They do shut the gates sometimes, you know.
On this line, the last train through here was the Rocket.
Well, we'll just have to wait.
It's a conspiracy.
You think the sergeant's in league with British Railways?
Edith, will you please take this seriously? We have been robbed.
Well, there wasn't very much to take.
I have been humiliated.
Look, don't take it so personally.
Someone has done this on purpose. Someone has been plotting this.
Well, that's ridiculous.
We shall see.
People don't do things like that.
They do in Gunnershaw.
I wonder what's keeping him.
You know the way he drives.
Gives hand signals in the middle of the moors.
Well, I'm not stopping up all night for him.
Well, that'll just about do it. If we got it and he'd gone home.
Good luck.
Oh, that could be it.
Good. I'll tell you this, his wife will take it 10 times better than he will.
Do I stand to attention?
Three wise monkeys.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Small. In.
Now then, what is all this nonsense?
Well, you've been burgled.
I know that. Have you got him?
Not yet.
Any progress?
Not much.
Then what are you all doing here, warming your backsides at my fire?
Waiting.
Is he coming back?
Waiting for you, sir.
I want him caught.
Sergeant, can you tell us what's missing?
I'm very glad you asked me that, Mrs. Mole, because we shall require a list. I mean, we can't tell, can we?
No, of course not. Which rooms do they seem to have gone in?
The bedroom, and they've done the bureau in there.
Well, you won't want to wait around for it. I'm sure the morning will do.
That'll suit me very well, thank you.
We should be working now.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Not for me, thank you, because I'm going back to the cottage.
I shall expect you first thing in the morning.
Very likely.
Thank you, Sergeant. Good night.
Good night, madam. Come on, Clive.
Well, I'll go and assess the damage.
Yes, we must get on with that. Now then, you start.
I'll say good night,
No,
sir.
you will not. I want all the details before they go into your reports. And Barnoldswick.
Yes, sir.
Those reports will be the best you've ever done. Better than you'd ever dreamed possible.
Yes, sir. I was proceeding along... at 9:05 p.m. I was proceeding along Wellesley Avenue in a westerly direction.
Barnoldswick. Perhaps it can wait till the morning after all.
My, you're up early.
Busy day.
Must be. Cooking your own breakfast. What's to do?
Friend Mole got himself burgled.
He never did.
Ha! Thought that'd shake you.
I'll have to sit down.
There you are, you see. You tucked up safe in bed and in Gunnershaw. Oh, could be happening.
When was this?
Yesterday evening while I was out at that dinner. Nice early job for somebody. Home in time for supper.
Well, you might at least sound sorry for the man.
I am, lass. I know what he's going through.
He'd be furious.
Yeah, well, that. I wouldn't be surprised to find martial law when I get into Gunnershaw.
Well, what about his wife?
Took it very well, considering.
Yeah, what's this?
What's it look like?
Willie Gann's rabbit paw.
Willie Gann's. Why his?
Well, it must be.
Oh, I don't know. There's more than one of them things in the world, you know.
Oh, I suppose there is. So, but it's always him I think of when I see one. He's had his since he were a nipper.
Thought of him straight off, did you?
Oh, why? He always had his when he come to play with my kids.
Would other people think the same if they saw it?
Ah, it's sort of trademark.
Ah.
Where did you get it?
Found it. Still, if you think it's his, I'll drop it in.
That was really clever.
What?
Last night.
What about it?
I knew you were after the inspector, and so did everybody else. And doing a thing like that, you deserve anything you get.
What's happened?
That burglary, that's what.
Which one? No. So you don't mean somebody did Mole's place?
Well, wasn't it you?
Oh, that's great. They did Mole's place. Did they get much?
Was it you?
No, of course not. That's not my line. I wish I had, though. I'd never have thought.
You really didn't.
No, of course not. How many more times?
Well, there are people thinking you did already.
Never.
Since you got caught, you've been going round saying what you were going to do to Mole. Well, now somebody's done it for you and they think it's you.
Oh, that's not so good.
It's terrible. You don't stand a chance.
Well, you believe me, don't you, Sal? I mean, poaching's one thing, but I'd not steal.
Well, where were you last night, then?
Business.
Well, that's just it. What business? What will you tell them?
Well, I'll think of something.
Go to Cluff.
Not before it comes to me. That'd be confessing. No. I'll see what turns up. I'll be off to the store now, otherwise I'll lose job.
Stay here.
Oh, don't be daft. They might as well arrest me out there as in here.
What are you doing here?
He won't let me go. I'm fed up. Hey, he's waiting for you in there. Got a list of the missing stuff.
Here we go, then. Sorry I'm late, sir.
Hmm?
Sorry I'm late, sir.
Oh, I was thinking, Barker.
Oh, I see.
Yes. The processes of thought are not reserved for cloth alone.
Of course not, sir.
Well, here are the items. Bracelets, necklaces, etc. I made 5 copies.
Thank you, sir.
About £50, I'd say. Not a great deal. But then you realise the principle at stake raises the value somewhat.
Yes, sir.
Where is Cluff?
On his way in, sir.
He'd better be. I give you due warning that although this is a CID case, my interest in it is considerable. And I will not tolerate slapdash methods on this one.
Of course not, sir.
I think it was done out of spite, to humiliate me.
Oh, I see.
And I have a candidate for your consideration, one Willie Gann.
His line's poaching,
His
sir.
line is trouble, and I want him investigated. Today.
Somebody did it. That'll teach him a thing or two. Only I don't fancy getting caught for it myself.
It's not likely, is it?
Well, we'll see.
Now then, come along, let's get this stall open. I don't mind a bit of a chat, but I have a business to run, you know.
Right.
Hey, come on. It's no good you looking round for coppers every 2 minutes, you know. They know where to find you.
Ah, that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, whether you did it or whether you didn't do it.
I didn't.
All right, then. Have you got an alibi?
Not so you can give police.
Oh, so you're out on a bit of poaching then, were you?
Aye.
On your own?
I always work on my own.
I told you poaching was no good to you. It doesn't even give you a decent alibi.
Well, I didn't know I was going to need one, did I?
No, you did, lad. No, you did. Never mind. It doesn't mean they've got anything on you for the job last night.
Morley will find someone if he can.
Your friend Cluff will see you all right. Here he comes.
Oh,
Cluff.
sharp, aren't you, Mr. Pell? You don't miss a thing.
Oh, you'll have to keep your eyes open in government surplus. He's in no hurry, is he?
He doesn't need to. He knows I've nowhere to go.
That's right. Well, look natural. Put on a great big smile. Morning, Sergeant.
Well, Willie,
What do you want?
nothing. Just now.
What does that mean? Just now?
Well, I don't want to hold up trade.
Not much fear of that.
Might do better elsewhere.
I might do that.
Where were you before, Mr. Pell?
Oh, I move around a bit, you know. Had a couple of weeks up in Richmond.
Oh, how was trade in Richmond?
Oh, middling, middling. Do you want a word with Willie? I can spare him, you know.
No, not now. Willie, wouldn't mind a bit of a chat in your dinner break, though.
What about?
Friendly word.
Aye, I've heard about that. In station?
No, round your house.
Oh, that'll be cosy.
Hope so. 1:15.
Thanks, Sergeant.
4-6. Yep. Hey. You need to watch out for coppers like that.
Oh, it's fair, I'll say that for him.
Aye. All right for a time. But you make a mistake, a bump, you're inside.
Ever happened to you?
What? What?
What you just said?
I know what I'm talking about, lad. Take it from me. You just watch out for them.
Well, if I don't come back this afternoon, it means they've got me.
You know, I don't mind employing lads who are a bit fly. But honest, when they get caught, it makes me wonder.
You were never caught, I suppose.
Doctor?
Oh, Sergeant.
Got into you, lad. He's not been robbed again, has he?
Oh, no, nothing like that.
Thank heaven for that.
Well, at last. Did Barker tell you about Gann?
About Gann? What about Gann?
I suspect him.
Sir,
You mean you haven't? I told you I wanted action on this case, even if I have to do it myself.
Sir,
this is as much an insult to the Foss as a crime.
that's what the superintendent said.
When? Where?
Just now, in that office.
Patterson? Detective Superintendent Patterson here?
Yes, sir.
I might have known it. The whole county will be buzzing with it. I suppose you're delighted he's here.
Well, I'm always glad to see him, you know.
Gonna show boys unite, eh? Well, shall we go and say good morning?
Ah, happy smiling faces. That's what I like to see.
Good morning, sir. I didn't expect you.
I'm sure you didn't. But I like to get down to Gunnershaw when I can, you know. How you keeping, Caleb?
I'm well enough.
Put on a bit of weight between us, haven't we?
Well, you haven't done so bad, considering you sit down more than I do.
You must be very busy, sir.
Inspector Mole, I should have told you I was coming. I was very concerned to hear about your loss last night, and I'm pleased to see from your list that it was relatively light.
I'm not really worried about that, sir. It's more
The principle of the thing, I quite agree. It does the police no good to be laughed at.
Quite, sir. And I must tell you that when I informed headquarters this morning, it was purely routine. I certainly did not want you involved.
Oh, don't worry about that. I can spare the time, and I think it's worth it. Why I'm here is to save you embarrassment. It's both wrong and awkward for you to be connected with a case in any way in which you are personally concerned.
Are you relieving me of my duty, sir?
Good Lord, no. You carry on as you want to, but the sergeant and I will attend to this case.
I must object, sir.
No. This is for your own good and is no reflection on your ability. Now, I'm sure you've got a lot of things to see to, and I don't want to interfere with the working of the station at all, but the sergeant and I will carry on with this case.
Very good, sir.
Inspector, we're on your side, you know.
Of course. Thank you.
He gets on his dignity fast enough, doesn't he?
Well, it's a bit of a blow for him. He fancies we're in league against him.
Damn fool.
Well, he's not the only one surprised he came.
Well, you know me. I like to get out and about. Maybe I should have stayed a sergeant like you.
What was the reason, then, in coming?
As soon as I heard, I knew you'd need a reference. The way you two go on at best of times is bad enough, but now, well, you know as well as I do.
He does his job, and I do mine.
I know. Well, how are you getting on with this one? Have you got anything?
It's a professional job, but he left this behind.
Rabbit. Any good to you?
Aye, I knows it is.
Have you seen him?
Not yet, no. I'm going round their house later on to have a word.
That all?
Well, I don't know until we've talked.
Gunnershaw man.
It's Willie Gann, George's son.
Not their line of country.
Happen not.
All right, I know the signs. I'll leave it to you.
Thought you might. Are you coming round the cottage for a bite then later on?
I should hope so. Now, that's unless you're still working.
See about that. Rather depends on Willie Gann, doesn't it?
Round and talk, that's all.
Well, what was he like? I mean, did he sound as if he was after you?
No, friendly he was.
You'll tell him the truth, won't you?
I'll tell him what he wants to know.
It'll do you no good being clever with him.
Yeah, we'll see.
Ali, how you keep it?
I'm all right. Come in, won't you?
Tell. Stay, Clive. Well then, Willie. What about it?
What about what?
How's your luck?
Well, it's not been bad, up till now.
Can't have been so good either. Not since you lost this.
Hey, that's mine.
Is it?
Of course it is. Where'd you get it?
Inspector Mole's house. Last night.
Oh, no, you couldn't have done it.
I didn't. I was nowhere near this place.
Where were you?
Out.
Whose land?
I'm not saying.
Now look, lad, poaching's one thing. Breaking and entering's quite another. Especially when it's the house of a police officer.
Well, I wouldn't do it. You know that.
Happen. So whose land were you on?
Joe Griggs. I got 6 rabbits.
Where are they?
Well, I got rid of them.
Where?
Now, that I'm not saying. You know I couldn't tell you that.
All right, I know the code. We'll let that pass. Now, where do you usually keep this thing?
Always in this jacket. I've got a pocket here.
Always?
I use jacket for all sorts. When I'm out on job or working.
Do you sleep in it?
Of course not.
Well, when do you take it off otherwise?
Sometimes when I'm out on job. When I'm on stall, that sort of thing.
When you're doing a burglary?
I did not do the house. I did not do it.
All right, now. Get back to work.
Back? You don't want me?
Not just now.
Oh, well, you want this.
No. No, you hang on to that, Willie.
But it's evidence, Sergeant.
I know that. I want you to know where to ask. Well, get them.
Ah, well. And thanks.
We've not done with you yet, you know.
Oh. He's seeing you then?
Oh, aye. Bound to.
You were fair with him.
Well, why not? Never does any harm. You believe him?
I know he was mad with the inspector, but I'm sure he wouldn't rob his house like that. It's not his way.
Parker, what do you think?
Well, he sounded honest enough. But he'll need to do better with his alibi.
Right, back to the station. I've got a job for you.
Right, Sergeant.
Hey, aren't you going to wait to hear what it is?
Oh, I see, you're not coming back.
No, lad. I've got a bit of a job for myself.
You go. Hi. We chatted, and then he said, back to your work.
Is that all?
No, he did me a real turn. They found this at Mole's.
Yours?
Aye. And he gave it me back.
He gave it... He gave it you back?
Aye.
I don't believe it.
Oh, he's like that.
Was he a policeman or a fairy godfather?
I don't know.
That was evidence.
I suppose it was. Still, how did it get there?
Willie, go on home.
Home?
All right, take the afternoon off. I might close up early.
Ah, but I'll be needing money.
You'll get it all right, you'll get it.
Well, I'll give you clear enough.
No, it's all right.
Oh, great. Well, if you say so.
Willie,
Aye?
will you be out again tonight?
Yeah, not likely. I'm taking it easy after this lot.
I don't blame you.
Aye. See ya.
Mr. Pell.
Are you?
What do you think of him?
Who's that?
Cluff.
Well, you have read my report, sir?
You put what you think very fairly. But I know you consider his methods unorthodox.
I do.
He gets results, though.
I have never denied that.
I sometimes wonder if he is a policeman.
I have always wondered that.
What is important to me is that he's a respected man doing a policeman's job. Gonna show people like that. They know him and they're used to seeing him about the place. Although I am thinking about your blood pressure, the town gets its trusted local and you get your statistics.
Perhaps, but it's a very nerve-wracking process.
Agreed. But you bear up very well, Inspector. And that's on your report.
Yes, there were half a dozen jobs done in Richmond a few weeks back. Not a lot taken, but all very professional jobs.
Champion! Well, I've done my whack as well. Let's hope we get some results.
How are we doing?
We're nearly there.
I thought so. You have a very self-satisfied look about you.
Did I?
Oh, don't worry. It suits you.
A few more hours. I think he'll move.
Learnt your lesson then?
What?
Staying in, behaving yourself.
I'm being careful.
If you try anything after that business, you'll be stark raving crazy.
I might be, you know.
Getting on. Think he'll do anything?
He will.
Have you got anything for tomorrow?
Well, there's a tip I might give up to the rank of Chief Inspector, sir, but above that I'm not so sure.
Very sensible. I'll try Morning Glory for the 3:30.
Oh, is it a good one?
Well, normally I wouldn't give it to anybody below the rank of Chief Constable, but I'll make an exception.
I'll tack it.
Oh, Sergeant.
Yes?
Barker knows what he's at, doesn't he?
Ah, he's a good lad. As soon as that fella makes a move, he'll give us a ring.
Oh, I hope he hurries up. Inspector Mole will be overwhelmed by the tension.
Thinking of your blood pressure, he said. Why do I have to have the most unorthodox policeman in Yorkshire with the detective superintendent as his boyhood chum?
Mr. Patterson's charming.
I don't deny that. But he might have the grace not to indulge in the same hole-and-corner antics as Cluff.
Do you think we'll have to chase him over rooftops?
I hope not. It'll have to be Arthur does the climbing.
We'll have to do something to make the inspector happy.
Village Hall Police. Yes, David. Right. He's left his place.
Satisfied? Oh, my good God.
Evening.
Oh, hello.
Our inspector will like you.
Oh, at least they've got the man.
And my jewellery?
Of course.
Oh, don't say it like that. I mean, that was the reason for the burglary.
I know, but there is more to it than that.
You know, I've always wanted to do a copper's house. That wasn't the only reason, mark you, but the thought was there.
You didn't make much out of it.
Not as it turned out. I mean, your blokes' places get done that more often these days, don't they? Especially inspectors.
I shall have to put out a general warning.
So you'd got it all lined up.
I know he was going out. Well, everyone knew he was going out. Then there was that business with him and Willie. Well, I mean, you couldn't ignore it.
Suppose not. A bit obvious, though, wasn't it? I mean, Willie might be good at poaching, but he couldn't do a proper job that well.
Not really. It takes experience.
And a professional leaves nothing behind. You got the charm out of his jacket, did you?
That was easy, too. It was all easy. And then you gave him the evidence back. Well, I ask you, what kind of a copper does that? I was dead worried. I thought I'd dump the stuff on him to make more evidence.
That was the general idea.
And you, standing there in the middle of the high street like son of the monster. Well...
The technique obviously worked.
Oh, no offence, Sergeant.
No? Oh.
Talking of offences, there are 43 I would like taken into consideration, including the, here.
Spread over the county.
Oh, the country, sir, the country.
I see.
Well, you know the form.
Aye.
Lock up.
I thought so.
Mr. Patterson's coming out to the cottage, and all this might take some time.
It might at that.
It's all experience, Parker.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Caleb. About Willie Gann. Get him sorted out over this poaching business, will you?
I won't forget.
It's a stupid crime and a lousy alibi.
That's what I said, sir. That's what I said.
How would you know? Amateur.